Hello and welcome. My name is Tavishima Ayede. I'm a former lawyer turned business consultant, and what I do over here every day is I try to solve business problems. And today we're going to be looking at a host of problems. Okay, maybe problems, maybe issues, maybe aspirations. And these are arising from a conversation that I had with Temitope, who is a listener of the podcast. Now, I can imagine that there are lots of you listening to the podcast, and your name is Temitope. So, if you are Temitope and your number ends in 1577, again, if your WhatsApp number ends in 1577, then Temitope, this conversation is for you primarily. And I'm hoping, just like with other podcast episodes, that we'll say a bunch of stuff here that other people are going to get some value out of. Yeah, okay, let me just put it that way. So if you'd like to connect with me, just like Temi Chokwe did, and you'd love to be featured on the podcast, you want your questions to be featured on the podcast, then connect with me on 080-6466-2140. You can send me a text message, you can send me a WhatsApp message or an SMS, and we'll get chatting. And if your questions are okay, let me not say if they're good enough. Anyway, just connect with me and let's take it from there. Then, if you also don't have 20, 30 minutes to listen to longer podcast episodes, when you do connect with me on WhatsApp, ask me to be added to the WhatsApp group. So, when I do that, you're going to get PDF summaries every day on the group. The PDF is not going to be more than 5 pages. The thing is designed so that it can be read in less than 5 minutes. So 3 to 5 minutes, you can read them. You can get the highlights, the key takeaways, and what to apply to your business rather. So if you do that, you can learn every single day from the WhatsApp group. Then when you have time, maybe on the weekends or maybe, at the gym or whatever, you can now come over here, wherever you're listening to the podcast episode, and then listen to the longer episodes. So apologies, because today's episode I'm out on the road, so you're going to hear noise in the background, generators blaring, and maybe people having conversations. Okay, so let's get straight into it. Again, this is for Temitope, whose WhatsApp number ends in 1577. And the questions turned essentially on how best to get customers. And before we begin, I just want to issue a warning. Okay, not a warning per se, but there's something I've been trying to let people know. Whether you are a listener of the podcast or whether you catch me on my radio show, when you get a chance to ask me questions, if you're going to ask me questions around ideation, how best to come up with ideas, then you're not making the best use of our time together, and you're not making the best use of the podcast. Because ideation is not my unique skill set. My unique skill set is when you're actually trying to grow your business, when you're having conversations with customers, when you're having conversations with investors, with stakeholders, with whatever, you have an agenda that you're trying to pursue. And then your sales motion or your fundraising or your whatever it is you're trying to do, you now have hook in what you're trying to do. As in, you have K-leg. Trying to untangle that K-leg, that is actually the best use of my time and my skills. So if you say, I have been trying to get customers, these are the ideas I have been exploring. I succeeded in this one. I failed in this one. But how can I make this one work? Okay, no problem. Then that might be a good use of our time together. But saying that I should come up with ideas on how to get customers, it's not the best use of our time together. Now, the reason why I say it's not the best use of our time together is this. 20 years ago, yes, if you came across someone like me and you wanted to ask the person for ideas, perfect, no problem. Because 20 years ago, we needed sounding boards or, idea buddies. Excuse me. And in fact, I did the same thing. When I was coming into Abuja as a wedding photographer who had done some work in Lagos, coming into Abuja, I actually called up someone, and I think his name was Uche Benson. Very correct guy. Very, very correct guy. We're strangers, and he gave me his time. Now, okay, you're coming from Lagos, all right, cool. You're coming into Abuja, this is what you need to know. Try some things like this, try some things like that. And, I like that guy. He's a very correct guy, although we've lost touch. So, that was necessary 20 years ago. But the thing is, nowadays, you already have a good idea sounding body in your pocket or on your tablet. And those are AI tools. So, WhatsApp Business Assistant, Grok, Google Gemini, Perplexity, ChatGPT, Copilot, what else? What else? Snapchat AI, on and on and on and on and on. We can use these things to come up with some simple ideas for our businesses, so long as we are talking about sales and marketing. Don't use these tools to come up with ideas for accounting, or else you will fumble. If you have accounting problems, go get an accountant. You have cash flow issues, cash management issues, go get an accountant. Don't use these tools for medical advice. If you use AI tools for medical advice, you will send yourself to the hospital or you will kill your loved one. Okay? But when we're talking about business ideas, I just want some ideas to sell or to market better. It is not a high risk something. It is not. The chances that you will get advice from these tools that will cripple your business is very, very low. So long as we're on the level of talking, I sell wines and I want to come up with new ideas for reaching customers. I mean, what kind of advice could this tool give you that would destroy your business? What? I can't think of any. I doubt you can think of any too. So, these tools, AI tools, very, very good, very, very useful for coming up with business ideas. But anyway, let's go straight into the conversation with Temitope. Remember, especially the Temitope whose number ends in 1577. So, she found the podcast because she was listening to some stuff and then it was on autoplay, and then after that, my own podcast came up, and I'm glad that she did. Anyway, so Temitope is in the retail space, and what she sells is she sells packaged gari, and she also sells this as a part of event souvenirs. And I think that's really brilliant. That's really good, because we already have different brands of packaged gari that are coming up in shops all over the place. So you thinking about working with event planners and putting, your stuff in event souvenirs, not a bad idea at all. So, let's see her questions. Okay, so her goal, Temitope wants more marketing knowledge. Okay, fantastic. So, Temitope, you're in the right place. Keep listening to the podcast, but remember, my podcast, the focus of my own podcast is primarily sales and business development. So I will always answer questions from a sales and business development perspective. So Temitope, it will help you, all right? If you can go and look for specialist marketing podcasts, people who talk about marketing and marketing only. So start listening to those podcasts too. So keep subscribe to this one. Listen to those other podcasts on marketing, and you should do okay. So her core question, Temitope's main question is on how to gain traction when starting a new business, and she wants to know how to acquire and to retain the first set of customers. Okay, so I repeat: how do you gain traction when starting a new business, and then how do you acquire and then retain your first set of customers? And in fact, I like that she was able to get the distinction there, because lots of us are worried about acquiring customers, getting a customer, but we don't, it doesn't click. We don't clock it that it's also about keeping the customer. Because if this year in 2026 you get 100 customers, and then at the end of 2026 80 of them leave you to go and buy from some other person, then next year in 2027, it's like you're starting afresh. Fresh hustle. It's a problem. So the goal is, if we acquire 100 customers this year, it will not be bad if 80 or 90 of them buy from us again next year. If you do business with 100 people this year, and then next year 80 or 90 of them are already knocking on your door to say how far I don't want to do business with you again, you can see that the level of work you have to do next year has reduced. So it's not always customer acquisition, client acquisition. It's also about retention. So for those of you who sell financial services, you sell insurance, you sell wealth management, you people already understand this concept. Because for somebody who sells insurance, for instance, they don't just wake up in 2026 to see how many more new accounts can I sign. They also want the person to remain on the particular product and to continue to pay the premium and continue to pay the whatever, so that over time you have a healthy client base. You get me? And then you have this healthy client base. People are paying their premium, paying their whatever it is that they're paying. You're also collecting your own small commission. You see? So there's some industries that they know that, look, it's about the number of people we retain, the number of people that we keep. So for those of you who are not selling financial services and your orgas, your line managers, your whatever, didn't teach you about it, honestly, it's about the number of people that you keep. Doesn't matter the business. If you sell pajamas, it's not about the number of people that you got this year. It's about the number of people that, it's not just the people you got this year, but it's also the people that you keep, so that next year they will come and buy pajamas from you. Those of us in the consulting space, is the same thing. If I get 70 consulting clients this year, it's not just about, oh, I got 70 consulting clients this year, I charge each of them 1 million. By the way, that's not the case. But assuming that was the case, it's not just about, oh, I got 70. Hey, hallelujah. No. How many of them did I keep? If I collect 70 this year, it would be nice if next year 50 of those people call me up to say, Oga consultant, I have this going on, I have that going on. So please, remember, it's not just acquisition, but it's also retention. So, Temitope, you're on course. You're thinking well. So because of that, you're going to make progress. Make sure you say amen. So what does traction mean? Traction just means you're getting customers, or it means you're getting users. Traction just means progress. And since we're talking about business, progress, first of all, at least in the early days, when you're a small and medium scale enterprise, we're going to measure it in how many customers do you have, or how many users have you gotten? Because there's some of you who have tech-based ideas. You have an app, you have a, whatever, and so you need people to sign up to the platform. So that is what traction means. How many customers, how many users? Now, how do you gain traction? That is the crux of our own question. Now, it doesn't matter who asks this question, all right? Whether you see me in person, whether you call into my radio show, or whether you send me a message on WhatsApp, the answer is always going to be the same. Okay? The answer is always going to be the same. It's the early days. How to gain traction just means find people to talk to. Full stop. I repeat. How to gain traction in the early days. The answer just means find people to talk to. That's your answer. And the way that you're going to do that, especially since you're beginning, is number 1, prospecting, or number 2, advertising. So let me save you some stress. Whoever wants to send me a question like this, the answer is not going to change. The answer will always be the same. In 2026, in 2036, in 2081, in 4022. The answer will always be the same. You want to gain traction? You want somebody to buy your gari, somebody to buy your pajamas? You want a user to download your app? You have to look for people to talk to. You're going to do that either by prospecting or by advertising. Now, prospecting is the discipline, is the thought process, is the strategy, is the, where you sit down with yourself, or you sit down with your business partner, or you sit down with an AI tool or whatever. And then you start asking the AI tool, or you start asking your wife, you ask your spouse, you ask your business partner, you ask your mentor. You start asking questions like, who might be interested in this product or service? So Temitope, who might be interested in buying my gari? Who might need my gari? Who might want my gari? People who need gari, what do they look like? People who need gari, where do they hang out? How can I start a conversation with people that will eventually lead to them buying gari? Now let's take a step back, because some of you don't sell gari, some of you do other stuff. Prospecting is the process, the discipline, the strategy, the time you set aside for having a conversation with yourself. You ask yourself, you say self, yourself will say yes, and then you now say self. Honestly speaking, who might be interested in this thing that I am selling? You start writing it down. Who might want this thing that I'm selling? Write it down. Who might need this thing I'm selling? Write it down. What do these people look like? What are they interested in? Where do they hang out in the real world? Where do they hang out online, offline? How can I start up a conversation with them? Now, that question, where do they hang out, is really important because if you ask yourself, you say self, and yourself will say sir, and then you ask that question, and the answer to the question sounds like people who might be interested live on Lagos Island, then is the answer to your question not, is it not there already? The answer is now, how do I get to Lagos Island? Or online, how do I connect with people who live on Lagos Island? So you can see why prospecting is important. Because when you ask yourself these questions, and you sit down with an AI tool, or with your mom or your dad, or with your husband or your wife, or with your brother, or with your mentor, or with your inventors, with your investors, and start asking yourself these questions. As you begin to talk, excuse me, as you begin to talk, the answers will become manifest. The answers will reveal themselves. So prospecting, very, very important. But remember that final step. How can I start up a conversation with these people? How can I approach them? That's also an important part too. Will I drive there and talk to them? Will I call them? Will I send them email? Will I send them proposal? Will I talk to somebody in church and ask for an introduction? So you have to go through this process of prospecting. But remember, prospecting is not just the thinking. Prospecting also involves the doing. If we do the thinking and we write all this beautiful thinking down, and then we do nothing with it the next 2-3 months, are we going to make progress? The answer is no. So for those of you who reach out and you feel like I'm being too forward, I'm being too pushy, this is the reason why I'm trying to stop you guys from relaxing. Those of you who listen to the podcast, you've been listening for long. You remember the episode where I had to make a public apology to this young lady who wanted to enter into the jewelry space? Because she vexed. She said, no, that you can't force me to move faster than I'm ready. And she vexed. She vexed on me, and rightfully so. And yes, nobody should make you run faster than you are. Nobody should make you move quicker than you're ready to move. So she vexed. And then that's how our relationship just scattered. So I had to issue a public apology. Because I try to provide value to everybody that I meet. And I'm not trying to do wrong by anybody here. Especially since a lot of you are not even paying me money anyway. So I came here and I apologized. But honestly, this is where I was coming from. A lot of us do the thinking part well. The executing part will now not do. Me and this lady have been talking since September of that particular year. She's a copper. This is what she wants to do. And the thing made sense. Brilliant sense. And then I'm always like, how far? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about this. Oh, I'm branding and I'm doing this and I'm doing this. How far? How far? How far? Before you know it, next thing it was August. I'm like, what's going on? So she wants to get office space. And that's where the quarrel started. I said, office space? I say, look, obviously, it's not like you come from a poor family. And obviously, you will be able to arrange the money for the office. Granted. But the thing is, what's the point of going ahead to get the office when we've not validated that this is a good business idea that you can do and that you can sell these gems profitably? What's the point of investing millions in going to secure office space and everything and all whatnot when we haven't even validated this business idea? So I told her, you know what, relax. The small change that you have, the few 100,000s you have or the few millions that you have, you're already close to Kano. Kano is a good place for gold. Enter Kano. See how many pieces you can get. And then see how many pieces you can sell. As for the diamonds, I don't know about diamonds. You have to talk to other people. But at least gold, white gold, yellow gold. I know there's a market in Kano. You're already close to Kano. Just enter bus. 2-3 hours. You're in Kano City. Hotels there are cheap. Look at a couple of pieces. Do some research. Call your friends in Lagos or whoever who are already in the business. Buy some pieces and see how well you can sell them. Just start. That's how the girl vex. Now I'm pushing her. So okay, sorry. But anyway, do the math yourself. From September of 1 year to August the next year. You guys do the math. Check how many months it is. It seems like I'm being overly dramatic when I talk about these sorts of things. See, but the thing is, time passes, slowly, day by day, day by day. You don't realize time is passing. But there are a lot of you who will do all the thinking in September of one year. And by August of the next year, you are still thinking. You've not done anything. Anyway, so yeah, that's what prospecting is. And Temitope, well, I'm glad you already started selling. So don't fall into that error. So now, when you're prospecting, there are some things you need to pay attention to. All right, there's some mechanics involved. When I say mechanics, I don't mean somebody who is fixing a tire and spare parts. I mean, there's some physical things that you need to do. Number one, you need to get a pen and paper. The reason why you need a pen and a paper is because it's easy to forget and it's easy to lose focus if you don't write these things down. When you write these things down, there's a place you can refer to so that you can remember. And then, of course, whenever you pick up that paper and you look and you see that, oh, I had 12 interesting ideas there and I made this thing 3 weeks ago and today I haven't even done a single one. Can you see that it will help you focus on getting this thing moving? So, pen and paper, please write it down. Pen and paper. Or notes on your phone, if you're that kind of person. Then, AI tools. AI tools are very good for ideation. So, ask your AI tools these sorts of things. This is who I am. This is where I live. This is the business I want to get into. These are the kinds of customers I want to attract. Am I right? Am I wrong? Who might be interested? Who might want? Who might need? What do they look like? Where do they hang out? How do I start up conversations with them? Ask the AI tools. You're still afraid of AI? No problem. Go and talk to your senior colleagues. Like I told that lady who wanted to go into the jewelry space. You already have some coins. Kano is not far. Go there and have a look. Don't buy anything. Then call your senior colleagues. How far? I entered Kano. I saw gold like this. I saw this carat. I saw this one. I saw this one. I saw white gold. I saw Mogadishu gold. I saw South African gold. I saw, talk to them now. Get some ideas. Talk to people. Then you also need a CRM. A CRM is a customer relationship management tool or a client relationship management tool. That is just anything that exists beyond your brain that you use to track. Who am I talking to? What conversations have we had? What did we talk about? What am I supposed to do next? What are they supposed to do next? Simple things like that. When you have a CRM, it's going to keep you focused on all these conversations. Because if you go through prospecting and you come up with some ideas about potential customers, and then you have a list of 5 people that you're supposed to talk to, but then you're talking to those 5 people and each time you're freestyling, you forget. Who did I talk with last? When did I talk with this person last? What did we discuss at the last time? Was it this guy that said this? Abi, was it this woman that said that? Confusion will arise. And you cannot close the deal where there's confusion. You can't. So you need a CRM tool. There are lots of apps that perform these functions. Go and do your research. You don't want to download any app, that's not a problem. You can keep notes under your contacts on your phone, and then you can use your calendar, like Google Calendar or whatever, to start scheduling meetings and appointments. So, let's say you talk with Madame Ogedengbe today. You don't have a CRM, no problem. You go into your phone after the conversation, you scroll down if you use an Android phone. At the end, you see something that says details. Click on details. Some phones say details, some phones say notes. Click on details, click on notes. You will see a cursor will just start blinking. Plim, 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 plim. When that cursor starts blinking, write it down. Meeting with Ogedengbe today, January the 15th. What was discussed? Blah, blah, blah. What we agreed? Blah, blah, blah. Next step? Blah, blah, blah. Meeting on January the 23rd? Blah, 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 blah. Then save. Then you now go into Google Calendar and then you click on your Google Calendar. You open it on January 25th. You click there and then you set a reminder. You set notification. Meeting with Mr. Ogedengbe. If you don't have a CRM, start with that for now. It will keep you on course. If all that seems too high tech for you, that's not a problem. Keep a physical diary and start writing things down. Keep some data, keep some information. Record what happened. Was it a virtual meeting? Was it a physical meeting? Was it a phone call? Was it a site visit? Write what you guys spoke about, what you agreed to. Write a note about when the next meeting is going to be. So, Temitope, these are some of the things that you're supposed to do. When you are talking to people to sell your gari, let's say you go to a market and you're trying to get your gari into that market, As soon as you leave that woman's shop, you get into your car, Temitope, and then you sit down, right? You wind up the windows, you turn on the AC. Okay, well, it's rainy season. Okay, so maybe you don't turn on the AC. Then, let's say that woman's name is Mrs. Adebimpe. You just go to your phone calendar and then you write it there. Meeting with Mrs. Adebimpe inside her supermarket in Yaba. Meeting lasted 45 minutes. She said I should bring samples by next week, Wednesday. Then you save. You now go into Google Calendar and then you now scroll to next week, Wednesday. In fact, scroll to next week, Tuesday, and then put the reminder there. And the reminder should say meeting with Miss Adebimpe outside her, meeting with Mrs. Adebimpe in her shop in Yaba. Remember to bring samples, 6 samples. Then you hit save. So that way, on Tuesday, you get a reminder. And then on Wednesday, you show up for the meeting. And hopefully we get some business going. Then also, Temitope and any other person listening in a similar situation, there is some low-hanging fruit that you should be doing. When I say low-hanging fruit, I just mean, people within reach, easy people, comfortable people. They already know you. They are not strangers. So you can start talking to these people. When you get into the Gary business, talk to your friends. All your friends should know. Some of you will say, I already post every day. Forget that thing. The fact that you post every day doesn't mean people know what it is you do. Take my own case. The podcast. It's been almost 7 years. I post aggressively on LinkedIn. Every day. Sometimes WhatsApp status. You will think by now all my friends know what I do. It will shock you. This year, I still meet people who say, hey, Tavishima, what's up now? It's been a while. So what is it you do? So it will shock you. You think you're overdoing it? I can assure you, you are not overdoing it. Because Temitope, as much as you've been posting, there is still one of your family members, one of your friends from secondary school, somebody from church, somebody from the office. Honestly speaking, they do not know that you have this side hustle. They don't. So, talk to your friends. All your friends must know that if I think Gary, I should think Temitope. I want to buy Gary, Temitope should come to my mind. I want to do souvenir for my friend and I want to do Gary souvenir, Temitope should come to my mind. Talk to your friends. Talk to your family members. Talk to people at work. Talk to people in church. Talk to people at the mosque. If you're a member of any clubs, talk to them. You're a member of chess club, talk to them. You have a parakpo, maybe descendants of Ilorin United or whatever. Talk to them. If you're a member of Ikoyi Club or whatever, talk. Low hanging fruit. All these people already know you. Talk to them. The reason why I say talk to all these people is because they are not strangers, so you are already comfortable with them. So the level of fear is not high. You can walk up to somebody and say, oh, auntie, happy new year, blah, 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 blah. Eventually, auntie will ask, so Temitope, what are you doing? So, auntie, I sell Gary now. Say, oh, really? I didn't know you were the business kind. Say, auntie, I'm not really the business kind, but how for do now? I need something doing. So I said, auntie, I have a sample of my Gary here. Auntie, look at it. You see? The conversation is just flowing naturally. You're not too ashamed because it's your auntie. So these people, start talking to them. Talk to all this low-hanging fruit. Apart from the fact that they're not strangers and you're comfortable with them, the reason why I say Temitope talk to them is because it is from talking to daddy, mommy, auntie, uncle, pastor, deaconess, imam, line manager in the office. It's from talking to all these people that you will develop your sales script. Everybody has a sales script, whether you like it or not. So let's just say a sales script is just the regular patterns that you use when you're having conversations with people around your products and service. It's from talking to all these people that you develop your sales scripts and you develop your selling frameworks. So talk to these people. If you make a mistake when talking to your auntie, it's not a problem. She's your auntie, she will forgive you. If you make a mistake when trying to sell and you're talking to dad or mom, it's not a problem. Mommy will correct you. The thing even happened to me. I said something and my mom was like, no, get ready to talk about the price. And I said, no, it's too early. I don't want to talk about the price. And then my mom said, what will happen if somebody says, young man, give me the price? And I said, I won't talk to that person. My mom, laughed. She clapped hand and then she left. Lo and behold, years later, I was stuck with someone And what did the person say? Word for word. Young man, I'm busy, give me the price. If I had listened to my mother years ago, I would have come up with a plan for when somebody says, young man, I'm busy, give me the price. So, talk to all these people. Start building your sales scripts. Start building your selling frameworks. Now, ideas to try. Ideas you can try. Now, Temitope, to show you that these tools are very, very good. All right. I decided to just carry your question, copy and paste. I just threw it back into Google Gemini. And then Google Gemini came up with a bunch of stuff. And I want to share with you now. The reason why I want to share with you now, Temitope, is to show you that you had these answers in your pocket all along. You didn't have to ask me. And if there's anybody who is in a similar situation, whether it's selling champagne, whether it's selling diamonds, whether it's selling consulting services, whether it's selling cars, whether it's selling laptops, whether it's selling pajamas or maybe Christmas trees, since Christmas is going to be in another like 5 months, whatever it is, you already have these answers in your pockets. You didn't have to wait for me. You didn't have to talk to anybody. So this is what Gemini said. Gemini said partner with event planners. I'm sure you already know that. Gemini said distribute some free samples. You can talk to event planners. You can show them 1 or 2 samples. Or you can go to corporate offices and you can also show 1 or 2 samples, assuming that you want your stuff to also be put in as part of what's it called, corporate gifting. And I know Temitope might be saying, Gary, for corporate gifting. The answer is yes. 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 My wife has received, because my wife, she's in a paid employment. My wife has received a hamper that has spirits. When I say spirits, I mean, alcohol. Good stuff made from agbalumo. I was shocked. But yeah, you can distill agbalumo. You can make some good drink. Hot drink. Very nice drink. Very creamy. But hot too. It's hot. It has that agbalumo taste, but it's very, very hot. So if any of you know that drink, please just take it easy. It didn't taste sweet, but it's not the kind of thing you rush. You just be sipping it small. You and your spouse. You sit down, you chill it, with some ice, and just a sip. Don't rush it, because that's some strong stuff. That's for men. That's for senior people. So yeah, she has received dried mangoes. She has received spirits made from agbalumo. She has received coffee. She has received diary, biro, calculator, handheld vacuum cleaner, you name. So, Nigerians, we've gone far when it comes to corporate gifting now. We've gone far. The only thing I've not seen in corporate gift is that I haven't seen phone. And I keep saying this, useless people. Instead of you to package iPhone and give somebody as corporate gift, all of you are stingy. So yes, it can be done. So talk to wedding planners, go to corporate offices, or check estate WhatsApp groups. You never know. You never know. So, looking for wedding planners, looking for corporate offices, or going from estate to estate, because in Abuja, people try that sort of thing. You go to an estate, you talk to the CSO, you talk to the chairman, you talk to whoever, you say, I'm a trader, this is the thing I want to sell, permission please, I just want to move around and talk to a few people in the neighborhood. You never know. Have some samples ready. I've seen some people who package their own gari that has milk inside, but I think that one was like Ijebu gari. Yeah, it was my father-in-law who gave me, because my father-in-law, those people are crazy about Ijebu gari. Really, really crazy. They buy it plenty. So there's some person who has Ijebu gari that is already pre-packaged with milk. So the ones you just tear it, all you have to do is add groundnut, add water, and then you are good to go. So that was one idea that was there. An idea for partnering with event planners and also moving around to corporate offices to see how you can get included in part of their corporate gifting campaign. Then, Gemini also came up with ideas for direct selling, where you can go to Sunday markets. And yes, there are people that have Sunday markets. Like the last one I visited recently was, I didn't visit it. It's my wife who wanted to visit it. And of course, I had to come along. Was outside Ebano. Now, Ebano is a shopping franchise They have offices in the east, in Abuja, in Lagos, and then they have this Sunday markets that they do, where things are sold at discounted rates. Just try. Have you tried going to Ebano to see if you can just make inquiry? This is your Sunday market. How do we take part? What's the requirements? How do I enter? Can I qualify? What do you need from me to take? Have you asked? Go. And then in Abuja, I've seen some markets that do that thing too. Although the one close to our house is not really a Sunday market. I think theirs is like Thursday or so. Yeah, I think theirs is on the Thursday where everybody comes out. Like, try. You never know. Then there's a listener of the podcast who used to sell clothes that she made with Ankara. So she used to make like Ankara shoes, Ankara skirts, Ankara hoodies, and things like that. Her whole strategy was built around pop-ups. I'm serious. Pop-ups. Pop-up just means, normally there's no shop there. Then one day you just go there, quick. You just arrange all your stuff like that. Begin to blast music, that kind of thing. Attract some people, talk to people, try and sell a few items, give people your Instagram handle, they exchange phone numbers, that kind of thing. After a while, you close it down, you disappear. Before local government will say, hey, where are you? Come and pay tax. Or before police will come and say, hey, and then they'll carry all your merchandise. So sharp. Pop-ups. That's what she's doing in Lagos. She didn't just stop there. She has family in Houston. She has family in London. So when she's in Houston too, I said, this girl is brave. Because you know how Americans can be now. Before they come and task force will come and carry you. But yeah, in Houston, that's what she used to do. I'm in Houston for this day to this day. Sharp. Pop-up. Announce it on Instagram, neighborhood here, this, that. Quick. Set everything up, blast music, invite your friends, this, that. Talk to a few people, a couple of hours. Just tear everything down, disappear. Before task force comes. Same thing when she's in London, holiday. Just put it on social media, blah blah blah. And then quick, out of nowhere, grab table, chair, umbrella, merchandise, music, and that's her own strategy. And that's how she was able to get traction. Because people come, they look at your stuff, you buy one or two things. Maybe people don't buy. Oh, here's my Instagram handle. Please follow. By the way, here's my phone number, just in case. Madam, can I have your own phone number? Like that. Remember, what did I say? Building traction, getting customer, getting user. The answer is always look for more people to talk to. That is always the answer. Then the answer is prospecting or advertising. The person that is doing pop-up, no be prospecting be that. You're out and about, you're meeting people, you're blasting good music, moving your merchandise, talking to people. Now prospecting be that. That's not advertising. So, what else? Okay, then Gemini also said, that for retaining customers, what you can do is you can offer subscription services. Yes, you can subscribe to Gary. You can subscribe to food stuff. There are people that do that. Like there's one lady on Instagram. I think it's Errand. Is it Errands with an S or with a Z? I can't remember. But with her, you can do subscription every month. Just be dropping 100k, drop 100k, drop 100k. And then you just simply tell her that, okay, you know what? Every month you just be sending me this number of yam, this number of goat meat, this number of kidney, this number of beans, this number of, whatever. Now subscription be that now. Subscription is not only DSTV or software. Alright? So you guys can do subscriptions, and there are people who do it. I can't remember the girl's name. I think it's Errands. Just go and check your Instagram. I think it's ERRANDZ or DS. Errand girl or Errand something. Go and check. Subscription. Then Google Gemini also said bulk bundles. You can do that as well. That's also what this lady does. So monthly subscription. They can be ordering Gary from you, 5 kg, 10 kg every single month. Yeah, some people have big households. Like for us, we're not a big house. It's just me, wifey, and then it's just my kids. Just two of us. So all of us, just four. So for us, if we buy 5 kg of Gary, we're good for another like 2-3 weeks. But so there's some households that are plenty. Husband and wife, then 5 children. That's already 7. Then plus 2 house help. Then maybe auntie and uncle are visiting. So that kind of family now, 10 kg, 15 kg, maybe even 20 kg of Gary. Maybe that's the kind of thing that they need. Then Google Gemini also said you can run combos. You can pair it with groundnut, you can pair it with kuli kuli, you can pair it with dry fish. Although, for the life of me, Yoruba people, I still don't know why you guys eat gari with fish. Somebody should explain that thing to me. I still don't understand. Gari and fish. Anyway, Gemini says you can try it. And anyway, tell me talk about your Yoruba, so you know that what your people do. Somebody be eating gari, he will now break fish and I'll be eating. I don't know. Anyway, let me stop. So those are just some random ideas, AI generated. But you can see that whether you think they are perfect or not, you can see that there are some things there that make sense. And that's why I say that today, today, 2026 and beyond, generating idea is not your problem. Don't be asking anybody for idea. Just use these AI tools in your pocket and then search. If there's anything here that you don't think makes sense, like gari and fish, you sell the bundle gari and fish. If you don't think gari and fish doesn't make sense, then don't do gari and fish. The ones that make sense, gari with groundnut, try that. Gari with kuli kuli, try that. It's not perfect, but it's free, and some of these ideas are very workable. And it's not as if trying any of these ideas, it's not as if you will die or your business will explode. What's the worst that can happen? You go into Zenith Bank, you try and see if you can be part of their corporate gifting campaign. What's the worst that will happen? The worst that will happen is the madam will say, sorry, we're not interested. Or the MD will say, we already have a supplier. That's the worst that will happen. You will not die. You won't. Your transfer money itself will not even be a waste. Because there are some MDs who will say, young girl, I respect your hustle. I wish I did this when I was your age. We cannot be part of the corporate whatever, but do you supply residential? Okay, if you do, how much? Let me try you with 5 kg, or let me try you with 2 kg, or whatever. You never know. Just try. Now, the reason why I love Gemini is Gemini is always recommending next step. So Gemini now put a message. Gemini said, how far? Let's take this in the next step. I said, next step, like what? And Google Gemini said, let me craft a message for you that you can use to start talking to event planners. I said, okay, no problem. So I told Gemini, go on. And then Gemini responded and gave me a message. Now, this message, I haven't tweaked it. Let me just read it as it is, just for you guys to see that it's okay. It's not bad. Now, it's not perfect. There are a few things I will change. But I want you to see that the one that it came out with on its own self is not bad. So, excuse me. So, this is what Google Gemini recommended. Google Gemini recommended that, because it assumed that I'm the one that is selling gari. So, Google Gemini told me that when I want to talk to a wedding planner, I should send them a message. And the message I should send them should be, good day. I hope your week is off to a great start. My name is Tavishima, and I'm the founder of Tavishima Gari. We specialize in hygienically processed, premium packaged gari that is unique and practical and will be highly appreciated if you put it in part of your event souvenir. Instead of traditional souvenirs that guests don't even keep, like bucket and plastic that they will leave behind, if you use our own custom branded gari, which is 100% sand free, hygienically packaged in resealable Ziploc, we even will fully customize it with the branding, with the logo of the celebrant, with the event theme, with the event colors. This kind of souvenir will be practical and memorable. This is the kind of souvenir your guests will enjoy. We offer specialized bulk rates. We even give referral perks. So if you send us to other referral partners, other event planners, and they do business with us, we'll give you a commission. So, dear wedding planner, I would love to send you a sample or a catalog for upcoming weddings, for birthdays, or for corporate events. Can I send you one small package this week? Best regards, Tavishima Ayide, phone number, website link. Okay, so I paraphrased what it is that Google Gemini said. But can you see that the messaging that Google Gemini was saying that me, as a seller of Gary, that I should do, can you actually see that that template makes sense? Good day. Hope you're off to your week is off to a good start. My name is Tavishima. Tavishima, founder of Tavishima Gary. I specialize in Gary. My own is hygienically processed. We give it premium packaging. And it's the kind of souvenir that people will appreciate. It's not bucket and pen and biro that they will leave at the event hall. Because our own Gary will custom brand it 100% sand free. We package it well in resealable Ziploc. We even customize it with the celebrant's logo, their picture, their whatever. We'll make this thing practical and memorable. This is the kind of souvenir that people will keep. We can offer you bulk rates. And if you refer us to somebody else, we'll even give you some of the action. So I'm proposing now, let me just send you one sample for weddings, for birthdays, for corporate events. How far? Can I send you one next week? Best regards, Tavishima Ayede, phone number, website. Can you see? What Gemini proposed is not bad. If you take this sample, whether you're sending it by email or whether you're sending it by WhatsApp, can you see that it's not bad? In fact, this is what I'll recommend. This sample that Gemini recommended, I would take the sample. Then I would go to the wedding planner's office. Instead of writing this thing and sending it to them, I would talk it out with them while we are there. Can you see that it actually is not a bad idea at all? So the summary of what I'm trying to say, because already 45 minutes, is if you're looking for ideas on how to get customers for your Gary business, for your mobile phone business, for your network marketing business, for your jeans business, you sell microphones, whatever it is, your WhatsApp, your fintech, your whatever. Alright? You're looking for ideas? There are some simple and easy tools to use. Google Gemini is free. It's available on every single Android device that you bought last year. This year, it's already on your Android device. No need to install it. My wife was saying, where do I find it? I say it's already on your phone. She says it's not on this phone. I say it's on your phone. It's not. I say bring this phone. I scroll and I say, what is this? She started laughing. I said, next time listen to your husband. So you bought your phone this year, you bought your phone last year. It's already there. And it's free. No need to sign in. It's text based. Just type. Although for me, I now like talking to it. So, oh, Gemini, what about blah, 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 blah? Gemini will reply that, oh, actually for so, you see. Some people think this guy is mad. He's talking to his tablet. But you can talk to the thing too. ChatGPT. All you have to do is create an account. Grok, you don't have to create an account. You just start using. Claude. No need to create an account. Just start using. Perplexity. I have no idea. Never tried it. But I think it'll be easy to use. Same deal. You don't want to install anything? You're afraid? It sounds too high-tech? No problem. WhatsApp Business Assistant. It's already there in your WhatsApp. Whether you like it or not, it's already there. It already exists. What you do is, after you're done listening to this episode, in fact, as you're listening to this episode, walk with me right now. Do this with me right now. Alright? What you do is, you go now, click on WhatsApp. No need to pause the podcast. Just go straight into WhatsApp as you're listening. Click on it. Excuse me. Once you click on WhatsApp, you look at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. You will see hold on. Let me even do it right now. Let me not lead you astray. Good. So I've gone into WhatsApp now. I've clicked on WhatsApp. You look at the bottom right. You will see two icons floating above your messages. The one at the bottom is a white one with a text icon that has plus inside. Don't click on that one. If you click on that one, that's for new message. The other icon, the one that is on top, that looks like it has like leaves in a circular pattern, like blue, purple, that color. That one, click on it. That is your WhatsApp Business Assistant. Click. That is Meta AI. The first thing you see, the thing will address you by name. Like I've opened my own now. The thing is now saying, Good afternoon, Tavishima. Then there's a text box underneath. Start asking your questions. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that simple. Demitokwe, if you're afraid of AI tools, but you're familiar with WhatsApp, it is that simple. You never have to leave your WhatsApp again to find answers to all these questions. In fact, you can run the search in your WhatsApp, get some ideas, then you can even start sharing some of those ideas with people you trust, people who are already in the business. You say, oh, Auntie Simi, I'm thinking of doing this for my Gary business. What do you think? By the time you do that, like 1 hour, 45 minutes, you've had a very, very good exchange with the AI tool and with some people about how to move your business forward. Then tomorrow morning, start on those business ideas. Start putting them into action. So, Temitokwe and anybody who's listening, this is my recommendation. You want ideas on how to get more customers? Run an AI search first. Start applying some of the ideas. Excuse me. Now, then when you run into trouble with any particular idea, with any particular customer segment, or with any particular customer in particular, when you run into any problem, good. It is then you will now rush here and call me up or start chatting with me. And then we'll see, okay, this base you have entered, how can we untangle it? Or this customer that is ghosting you, how are we going to get them back on the conversation? Or the person said, bring proposal. This proposal that I have, does this proposal make sense? That will be the best way to use this podcast. That will be the best way to use our time together when you reach out to me. Now, if you'd love to connect with me, just like Temitokwe did, the number to call, to send a text message or a WhatsApp message is 080-6466-2140. Remember, you don't like listening to long podcast episodes? That is not a problem. Ask me on WhatsApp. I'll send you the link. You'll be able to get PDF summaries there. Not more than 5 pages, 3 to 5 minutes. You can read it, get the highlights of everything that has been discussed. Then when you have time, come and listen to the longer episodes. So thanks for your time and attention. Sorry it took a while. I'm backed up on a couple of things. And for other people who I'm chatting with and I'm owing you podcast episodes, that's not a problem. Just send me a reminder and I'll try and get to it as best as I can. But I always answer everybody. I might be a little late, but I always answer everyone. So thanks for your time and attention. Remember to like and share the podcast with other people who might get value from it as well. So that's it. I'll catch you all at the next episode.